Hi guys, this is Janice and welcome back to my channel. Today in this video, I will be demonstrating on how to clean tile floors, and I will be using a special chemical called Kaboom, and I found this to be the best way to clean your tile floors. The materials that I will be using in order to clean the tile floor today is I will be using latex gloves, and it's very important to wear latex gloves, especially when you're dealing with chemicals, because a lot of times if you don't use latex gloves and you start dealing with chemicals, and then your hands start to feel kind of irritated and they start turning red. So the best thing to do is use latex gloves. That is really important to use, especially when you start using chemicals all over the house, and it's just to make your hands feel better when they're protected. The next thing that I will be using today is a Kaboom. Now this Kaboom is a really good chemical to clean the house. For example, like the tile floors, you can use this chemical to clean your bathtub, for sinks and countertops. It works really great, and I will show you how this chemical really works. The next thing that I will be using today is this little brush. The bristles are kind of hard, and the reason why I'm using this little brush is because once I spray the Kaboom onto the tile floor and I start scrubbing the tile, it starts removing all that dirt stuff that's all caked into the tile, and it actually releases it really well. The next thing is I will use a trash can in this case, and I have some water in it. And the last thing would be cut up rags. The rags, you can use any type of rags because you will need a lot of these once you start spraying the chemical onto your tile floor. So let's get this started. Okay, so let's see what happens once we start cleaning the tile. So first of all, what I would do is with my rag, I would dump the rag into a bucket of water, and I would start washing down the tile one piece at a time. And then I will dry it a little bit. Then I will proceed by putting the Kaboom on the tile floor. And it's very important that once you spray the Kaboom on the tile floor, that you let it sit for a couple of minutes. That way the chemical starts to work better on the tile to remove all that excessive dirt on there. And in the meantime, I start spraying the second tile floor. And then we'll wait for a few minutes until the chemical sits. I would say maybe about 3 to 4 minutes, and that way it works a lot better. Okay? Okay, it's been about 3 to 4 minutes now. I see the solution is actually settling in onto the tile floor. Then I will get my little brush here, and then with a little force, start going in a circular motion and start removing all that dirt. You can also do it on the grout as well, and that will release the dirt as well too. And it's very important that when you're doing this kind of job, that you get some kind of ventilation in the room wherever you're at, especially when you're dealing with this Kaboom. It has a really strong scent, So it's better if you have a vent running or if you have a door to let some air go through while you're doing this type of work. You just keep on going around in a circular motion. Go back to the same spot that you started with, and then just proceed going to the left, and then you go back to the right, because you want all that dirt to get loose as you're scrubbing at the same time. This type of job requires a lot of patience, a lot of time to do this, so make sure that it gets all the dirt off, and you want to make sure the tile looks very nice after you do this. So you have to have a lot of patience. At least I do this about, I would say, between 6 months to a year. And it's the best thing to do because that way you can maintain keeping the tile floor pretty clean. Because I also use that other mop, a Swiffer, and I do that once a week, but a lot of times the Swiffer doesn't remove all that dirt that's penetrated into the tile floor. So it's very important to maintain it between 6 months to a year. Okay, so now as you can see, this part of the tile has that foamy stuff on, and I already went and I scrubbed it, and as you can tell already, it's starting to look a lot lighter compared to this side. So while this is already being scrubbed, then I'll start going on to this other piece of the tile, and then I would start doing that. Once you see your little brush is getting a little bit dry, you can dip it into the water, get it moist, and then continue putting pressure and going in circular motion with the little brush. Make sure you get the grout. That's very important too while you're at it. And tile floors are really nice to have in your house, but you really gotta maintain them, especially when they're really light in color. Like in this case, it's like a really light tannish color, and the dirt, you can actually see it right away. So my job is to maintain it by doing this. It's hard on your knees and your back, but you want it to look nice, you gotta work hard. And it pays in the long run, because then after it's done, you'll look at it and say, hey, wow, my tile floors look like new again. So that's all up to you. But I like to maintain my tile floors nice and clean. So I'll go on it one more time. Okay, so now I finished with my second part of the tile here, and I'll rinse off the little brush. Then I will get my rag, and first I will go over the tile floor with my rag to remove all that chemical and also the excessive dirt that was sitting on the tile floor. And then I would just put into my bucket, wring out all that dirt, and make sure you release all that water, because you don't want to have all that puddle on the tile. And then you just go over it again, all over on the the grout on the tile. And rinse it off again. And if you see that the water is getting a little dirtier, then the best thing to do is to change the water. But today I will just be showing you how to clean the tile by doing 2 pieces today instead of doing the whole area. And it's just to give you an idea how it works. Okay, so there it is. See how much lighter this part of the tile looks already compared to the way it was when we just started. Okay, so now as you can see, you still have some of that chemical sitting on the tile. So then I get my other rag and I get it wet. Okay, and then I just go over it, putting a little bit of pressure in case some of that dirt didn't come off. But it's looking good. It looks really nice. Okay, and now with my dry rag, to give it a final touch, I just go over it again with no water and just dry it all up. And there it is. Doesn't that look great? I think so. Okay, so now let's go on to my next piece here. And I will do the same thing. I will get my rag all wet. And then I go over it with my rag. Remove all that foamy stuff that the Kaboom left on the tile. Rinse off your rag. If you see your rag is a little too wet, then you can switch off to another rag and just wipe it all down, which I think I am because my rag is getting a little too wet already. And then I'll just go over it. Okay, the job is done. Looks beautiful. And you cannot see any dirt sitting on the tile floor. On the grooves, you cannot see any dirt. And like I said before, it's very important if you want to have tile in your house, you want to maintain it, the best product to use is Kaboom. I have a lot of faith in this chemical. I use it for everything in my house. I've been using it for many, many, many years, and I just cannot live without this chemical. It works wonders. So I recommend everybody to purchase this chemical, and it actually makes the house look very nice and it smells good after you finish using it. But make sure that when you do this job, like I said in the past, make sure you have some kind of ventilation in that room so the chemicals doesn't do any harm to your health. And make sure you use latex gloves. And this job requires a lot of patience, but it's worth it. And now you have a beautiful tile and you don't have any more dirt to worry about. Well, thanks for joining me today, and I hope this demonstration on how to clean tile floors was very useful and very helpful. And please subscribe to my channel and watch my other videos, and I will be posting some more videos very soon, so I'll keep you posted on that. And hope everyone's doing fine, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.